Okay, today's video we're going to work on getting rust out of a metal tank. This is off of a 60s model Esca. We have a pretty rusted tank, and we're going to use the process with salt water and a battery charger, and we're going to lead you through the steps. Okay, as you can see, we're going to get a video here and show you the inside of this tank and show you how rusted it is. Rust and not burnt, but fuel varnish that is from gasoline allowed to sit in the tank for several years. It's unknown, so we're going to see what we can do with it. Okay, the things you're going to need for this process: you will need a 6 or 12 volt battery charger, which I have a Schumacher, and then you're going to need a funnel, plastic funnel. You'll need a long metal rod, which today I'm going to use a nail. This is it's basically like a cathode. You're going to need a cup of salt. Table salt will work fine, Epsom salt, any kind of salt like that. Roll of electrical tape, and you'll need some clean, clear water to fill the tank with to get started. Okay, we're going to talk about a little safety here. When you're messing with these old tanks, you want to make sure that you do not have any fuel vapors left. You are going to fill the tank up with water, but you want to make sure all your residual fuel is removed from this tank and there are no vapors remaining. So you may need to let it dry out for a few days before you try this process, and wash it really good. Okay, you want to fill the tank with fresh, clean water. Distilled would probably work better, but we're just working with tap water today since that's all I've got on hand. Okay, you're going to take your plastic funnel and place into the top of the tank now that you have it full of water, and you want to use a plastic funnel because you don't want to conduct electricity between your rod and the side of the tank. This is very important. Next, you want to take your whatever you're using for your rod, whether it's nail or whether it's if you're just a metal bar that you're using. You want to take your electrical tape and you want to completely insulate the one end. You don't want them to have any contact between the tank and your rod. They need to be separated completely. Once you have it insulated thoroughly, you can see, lower it down through the funnel and let it rest against the bottom of the tank. Okay, we're ready to hook up our battery charger. It is unplugged at this time and off. This is important. It's not time to turn it on yet. And you want to hook your positive terminal to the top of your anode. I'm sorry, I called it a cathode earlier. My terminology was wrong. It is an anode. And you will take your negative terminal and hook to any metal spot on the tank. Get it to hook. Alright, you're going to use your battery charger. You're going to have it set on the 10 amp rating if it has it. If you only have a 2 amp or lower, it's fine. The process will just take longer, but have it set to 10 amps. And at this time, you're going to either turn the switch on or plug up. In my case, since I have no switch, you're going to directly plug up the battery charger, and you're going to begin to add your salt slowly to the tank. Okay, we made a decision to turn the battery charger off momentarily. Adding the salt through the funnel, as the instructions indicated, was too time consuming and aggravating. So we're just going to turn everything off, disconnected everything, pouring the salt directly into the tank. Okay, we have the salt in the tank, and we're agitating it to get the salt mixed into the water thoroughly. Okay, as you can see on the meter has moved off of 0 and has come up slightly, indicating that the current is passing through the water in the electrolytic solution. Now, at this time, you go get your favorite beverage. Mine happens to be coffee. Make a note of your time. It's 1:18. You want to go for 10 minutes. Okay, I wanted to update you on the process. We have, as you can see, the tank's bubbling. We've got a lot of brown muck coming out of it. It's only been 3 or 4 minutes. Look here on the ground. See this brown nasty solution? Made the decision to get this plastic tray and to catch the yuck that's pouring out of the tank. This is my first time doing this, so I was not aware of how it would work. Disconnect everything, and you feel that the connector has gotten warm. If you look here at the nail, when I started with this nail, that nail was rusty, and if you'll notice, it has removed the rust from it and has started to corrode the nail. So imagine what it's doing inside that tank. That's why I said you want to be very careful. We're going to go ahead and pour the solution out. Okay, I'm going to take the tank over at this time, and we're going to rinse it with a little fresh water, and we're going to look and see, check on our progress. Okay, you can see the process has begun, and compared to where we started, we have made major improvement. We're going to repeat this process one more time. In the article I read, it said you could probably have to do it maybe up to 2 times. So that appears to be the case here. We're going to try it one more time and see what we get. Okay, round 2. As you can see, this is what we drained out of there the first time, and that was clear water when we started. You saw me pour it in. Okay, we're doing what we call a rinse, lather, and repeat. We have refilled the tank with the salt and the water, reset everything, and it's time to hook up the battery charger and go for round 2. Remember, 10 minutes. Okay. We've gone through our second process. I just want to give you a quick example. This is the nail that I started with, same kind of nail. And I just show you what happened during the process of about 20 minutes of working in this solution. So if there's any doubt in your mind that you are removing metal from the inside of this tank, it is removing metal just like it's removing it from this nail. So let's go ahead and dump this tank. And you can see it did remove more yuck from the tank. So we're going to give it another rinse, and we'll do a quick inspection inside the tank after we get that done. Okay, as you can see inside the tank, it is much cleaner than it was when we started. There is some varnish and rust remaining in the tank, but I believe this tank is serviceable. The gentleman's article I read said to only do this process twice, but I think in this case you might be able to pull it off and do it a third time. But just remember that if you do it a third time, you are removing metal from your tank, and you need to be extremely careful. Now that your tank is clean, okay, or mostly clean, you can take and buy an inline filter at most any auto parts store, like you would put on your lawnmower to catch any trash that might have been residual remaining. And now that your tank, and again, now that your tank is clean, you need to take steps to prevent it from rusting further. My personal preference is Marvel Mystery Oil. I like this oil because it puts a fine film, prevents the rust, and when you pour your gas oil mixture in, it'll burn through and won't cause you any problems. Also, make sure that your wastewater that you have remaining, that you catch it up in some kind of container and dispose of it properly. You don't want to pour it on your wife's zinnias because it will kill them. Now I want to give credit to the gentleman who submitted this article and where I got the information. It came from the Antique Outboarder, and the gentleman's name was Arnold Avery Jr., and he submitted an article to them for gas tank cleaning for outboard motors. I just put his process that he submitted into play, and it seems to have worked quite well. I appreciate you watching my video, and take care. Hopefully we'll be doing some more of these real soon on keeping these old outboard motors going, and happy motoring.